Hey guys, so you know what it's like when you put on a movie, right? And you're just expecting it to be total shit, to expect nothing but complete and utter trash, especially in a series, is just absolutely been running to the ground. There's nothing left for the creators, the writers to bring to the table. There's nothing new that you haven't already seen. Reviews have been terrible, the trailer looks terrible, and you got no expectations, but you're just expecting crap, right? Well, with Leatherface, this didn't happen. I was actually pleasantly surprised. This movie was competently made. It was actually decent with some pretty good acting and some pretty good gore effects, practical stuff. So, color me surprised. I was actually very impressed with this movie. Now, by all means, don't take this the wrong way. This is not a very good movie. It's entertaining, yes. Good movie, no. But I enjoyed it for what it was. And that is what has made me really quite surprised. Leatherface starring Stephen Dorff and Lily Taylor, the two best actors in the cast, and a nice surprise because they're two of my favourite actors already anyway. Stephen Dorff from The Gate is one of my all-time favourite movies, and what Lily Taylor has been doing lately, especially with The Conjuring, was a really, really good piece of work. So I'm really interested in her career, and I have been for a long time. So seeing these two guys in this movie did elevate it a little bit in its status for me in regards to the cast. But being a prequel, I was really kind of dubious because our iconic monsters, our Freddys, our Jasons, our Michael Myers, they are scary for a reason. That's because they have a bit of mystery about them. You don't really know too much about what makes these characters tick. In the case of Leatherface, he's just this big, lumbering, silent monster of a man who is part of a cannibalistic redneck hillbilly family who just believe in torturing and kidnapping and eating people, and who have a penchant for torturing people with chainsaws. It's scary because you don't know what makes his family tick, and that is the horror, and that is why the first one was so terrifying in its simplicity and its grungy take. It was just like a documentary. It was so realistic and dirty and horrifying, and I love the movie to bits. I'm really going to have to revisit it again soon. So when we start diving into the backstory of our monsters, our favourite iconic anti-heroes, much like John Carpenter's Michael Myers, where Rob Zombie did his take on Halloween, and the first half of that movie was actually about the backstory of Michael Myers and why he turned out the way he did, growing up in this really, once again, redneck hillbillies. I think they're really being unjustly cliched in a movie series, aren't they? Poor guys. So we see young Michael Myers come from this really horrible background of a family, and it kind of explains as to why he grew up to become the Shape, to become this scary figure that we all know and love. But having said that, it takes a little bit of a mystery away, and that's what we've done here also with Leatherface, kind of delving into his backstory from him as a little kid, going to the psychiatric institution when he's taken away from his mother due to her being a complete fruitcake, played by Lily Taylor beautifully, and then just seeing what happens to him to become from this sweet-natured young boy to this big, lumbering, silent psychopath with a chainsaw. Now, all that said and done, you don't really need all this backstory stuff, but they have done it. I mean, I can understand when a series is 5, 6, 7 movies deep, the writers want to do something different. They want to do something a little bit creative, and just doing the same cliched stuff film after film after film can get a little repetitious and can become a bit boring. So this is where they decide to, leap into the prequel territory and tell the backstory of our heroes and kind of give us a little bit of insight into why they are who they are. So I do understand why they take this approach. If it's done well, if it's executed well, then hey, I'm totally on board for the ride. Now, that's where this film comes in. Leatherface, directed by actually two directors, Alexandre Bastello and Julian Maury. Now, so like I was saying, we kind of delve into the story as to why Jed Sawyer becomes Leatherface. Now, if you look closely at the cover here, it kind of does give away a little bit of a plot twist, so to speak, in the film. I didn't look too closely at it when I first played the movie, so I was a little bit surprised when the twist happened, because you're thinking that the movie's going a certain way with a certain character being our favorite Texas Chainsaw Massacre super freak, and it turns out to be another. Like I said, The cover, this is not a spoiler, the cover pretty much gives it away right away. I really don't like going to spoiler territory with my reviews, so just leave it at that. Like I said, the plot twist or the surprise twist was I really didn't see coming, but that's just on me for not being observant. So yeah, so the movie surprisingly doesn't suck. It was quite enjoyable. Once again, don't drag me over the coals. It's not a great movie. It's competently made. I enjoyed the scares for what they were. The performances to a degree were okay. They were surprisingly good for a movie of this caliber. And being 6, 7, 8 movies deep into the series, it's a nice little refreshing surprise to see a movie that is actually well done. The one before this is utter trash, which is really sad because you want these movies to be good. But having a series of movies this long, like the Hellraiser fell into the same trap, the Freddys, the Jasons, they just lose some of their quality after a while, and that is to be expected. So when they do something a little bit new, a little bit fresh, and it's not horrible and it doesn't suck, I'll take it. I will thoroughly grab it by both hands and enjoy it for what it is. So there you go, guys. Leatherface, the prequel to Tobe Hooper's seminal classic, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, doesn't suck, and I'm happy to say it's worth a watch. Now guys, thank you so much for checking into my channel. Once again, don't forget to subscribe, throw me a thumbs up, a thumbs down, or leave a comment, and I'll catch you in the next video. Thanks for watching.